As the landscape of international relations evolves, the United States finds itself at a crucial juncture in its dealings with China, a relationship that is increasingly characterized by tension and competition. In light of recent developments, there is growing speculation about how U.S. leadership, particularly under former President Donald Trump, might navigate this complex terrain. Recent analyses from think tanks and media outlets highlight the stakes involved as well as the potential strategies that could define America's approach to China in the coming years. The Brookings Institution recently published insights suggesting that Trump has an opportunity to reshape America's stance on China, especially as the geopolitical climate becomes more volatile. This moment calls for a nuanced understanding of not just our economic interests but also our strategic position in the Indo-Pacific region, noted a Brookings analyst. With rising tensions over trade policies, technology transfer, and military presence in Asia, Trump's potential return to power could signal a shift towards a more aggressive posture against Chinese influence. Simultaneously, Japan forward raises critical questions about the broader implications of U.S. policy towards China. The article argues that the current discourse surrounding America's China policy often falls into the trap of groupthink, where alternative strategies are overshadowed by prevailing narratives. We must encourage genuine debate over our approach to China rather than simply accept the status quo, the report emphasizes. This highlights the need for a diversified strategy that considers not only economic factors but also alliances and regional security. As tensions escalate, especially regarding technological competition, OpenAI's recent claims that Chinese rivals are leveraging its work for their AI applications add another layer of complexity. This situation underscores the importance of intellectual property rights and the need for stringent measures to protect U.S. innovations. The ramifications of such dynamics could reshape the tech landscape, influencing investment decisions and collaborative ventures across the globe. Moreover, as the Panama Canal becomes a focal point in U.S. China relations, DW English reports on the strategic significance it holds for both nations. The canal serves as a vital artery for global trade, and any threats from the U.S. could provoke a robust response from China, potentially destabilizing the region. Experts argue that U.S. policymakers must tread carefully to avoid unnecessary escalation while still asserting their influence. In conclusion, as the U.S. grapples with its China policy amid a rapidly shifting geopolitical landscape, the interplay of economic interests, technological advancements, and military strategy will be paramount. The next few years will be critical not only for Trump's potential return to power but also for how America chooses to reposition itself in relation to its most formidable rival. The outcomes of these deliberations will undoubtedly shape the future of international relations and the global economy for years to come. As analysts continue to monitor these developments, the call for a comprehensive and thoughtful approach to China remains more pressing than ever. In recent months, the discourse surrounding global supply chains has shifted dramatically, particularly in relation to China's dominant role in technology and manufacturing. A compelling argument for avalanche decoupling from China has emerged, emphasizing the urgent need for countries to re-evaluate their economic dependencies. This concept, detailed in a recent article from Foreign Affairs, posits that nations must proactively disentangle themselves from Chinese supply chains to mitigate risks that have become increasingly evident. The rationale behind this decoupling stems from a combination of geopolitical tensions, supply chain vulnerabilities, and a growing recognition of the need for economic sovereignty. The COVID-19 pandemic served as a wake-up call, showcasing how reliance on a single country for essential goods can lead to significant disruptions. As nations faced shortages of critical supplies, the idea of diversifying supply chains gained traction. According to the Foreign Affairs article, the risks associated with continued dependence on China are not just economic but also strategic, as control over technology and manufacturing can translate into influence over global economic and political landscapes. Countries must take deliberate steps to reduce their vulnerability to supply chain shocks, the article states, highlighting the potential for future crises that could further threaten economic stability. As nations seek to insulate themselves from such risks, the concept of avalanche decoupling has gained traction. This strategy involves not only shifting manufacturing and sourcing to other countries but also investing in domestic capabilities to ensure that critical industries are not solely reliant on foreign powers. The implications of this shift are significant. Economies that once thrived on low-cost imports from China may face immediate challenges as they transition to new suppliers. However, experts argue that this process can ultimately lead to more resilient supply chains and greater economic independence. In the long term, a diversified supply chain could enhance competitiveness and spur innovation, the article suggests, indicating that the short-term pain may yield long-term benefits. As nations grapple with the complexities of decoupling from China, the future landscape of global trade is poised for transformation. Policymakers are beginning to recognize that this transition requires not only strategic planning but also collaboration across borders. The potential for new trade partnerships and alliances is becoming a focal point for discussions on economic policy, with countries exploring relationships that could offer mutual benefits while reducing reliance on China. In conclusion, the case for avalanche decoupling from China is gaining momentum as countries reassess their positions in a rapidly changing global environment. The shift towards diversified supply chains, while fraught with challenges, presents an opportunity for nations to build more resilient economies. As the conversation evolves, it will be crucial to watch how these strategies unfold and the long-term impacts they yield on global trade dynamics and international relations. The coming years will undoubtedly shape a new era of economic interdependence that prioritizes resilience over reliance. In a significant exploration of gender dynamics within the military, the Brookings Institution has released a comprehensive analysis that highlights the evolving roles of women in the U.S. Armed Forces. This timely report comes as the military continues to confront challenges related to diversity and inclusion, particularly in light of ongoing global conflicts and the need for a more versatile and capable defense strategy. The report underscores the pivotal contributions women have made to U.S. military operations, particularly in non-combat roles that have become increasingly critical in modern warfare. It points out that women now serve in a variety of capacities, from intelligence analysis to cyber operations, showcasing their essential impact on strategic missions. The integration of women into all levels of military service has not only broadened the talent pool but has also enhanced operational effectiveness, stated one of the report's authors, emphasizing the necessity of diverse perspectives in defense strategies. However, despite these advancements, the report also reveals a stark reality: women continue to face significant barriers within the military. Issues such as gender discrimination, harassment, and the challenge of balancing family responsibilities with military commitments remain prevalent. The report cites a study indicating that nearly 30% of female service members have experienced some form of sexual harassment, highlighting the urgent need for cultural change within military ranks. Moreover, the analysis delves into the implications of these gender dynamics on military readiness and morale. The retention of female service members is crucial not only for fostering an inclusive environment but also for maintaining operational effectiveness. A diverse military force is a resilient one, the report asserts, drawing on data that suggest units with greater gender diversity tend to perform better in joint operations. As the U.S. military strategizes for future conflicts, the question of how to better integrate and support women in service is more pressing than ever. The Brookings Institution's findings suggest that without significant reforms, the military risks losing valuable talent and undermining its overall effectiveness. Leaders within the Department of Defense are being urged to implement policies that promote gender equity, such as mentorship programs, improved reporting mechanisms for harassment, and flexible deployment options that accommodate family needs. In conclusion, the Brookings Institution's analysis serves as a crucial reminder of the ongoing challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for women in the U.S. military. As the landscape of warfare continues to evolve, the military must adapt by ensuring that all members, regardless of gender, are empowered to contribute to their fullest potential. Future developments will likely hinge on how effectively the military can address these issues, ultimately shaping the force's capability to respond to emerging global threats.